Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to our presentation. My name is Miku. These are my co-presenters, Mayu and Yuka. We are glad to share with you about authentic Japanese school, the real story.
Do you know the truth about Japanese schools? Oh, thank you. Of course, they are not. They are not. They have a lot of amazing points that other countries don't have. But actually, Japanese schools also need improvements.
We are going to talk about authentic Japanese school. In our presentation, I will talk about fantastic Japanese elementary schools. Miku will talk about beautiful junior high and high schools. And then, Yuka will talk about attractive and unattractive universities.
Please enjoy our presentation.
Good evening, I'm Mayu. Today, I would like to talk about fantastic elementary schools. Do you know how Japanese children become good adults? No. There are a lot of things in Japanese elementary school students that help students. American education also has it, right? I think so too. I like American education very much. There are many different points in Japan and the United States. I will tell you about fantastic elementary schools, school bag, and school routines. Have you ever seen this bag? Yes. This bag is an elementary school bag. This bag is called Randoseru in Japanese. It is a symbol of elementary school in Japan. First, I would like to talk about history and origin of Randoseru. In the late Edo period, the backpack introduced to Japanese soldiers, which of the origin of the school bag. In 1913, Japanese school bags became popular in Japanese school bag. Before that, students wrapped their textbook with cloth like this. But today, all Japanese elementary school students use Randoseru. Next, I would like to talk about usage of Randoseru. Elementary school students use same bag for 6 years. Can you believe it? Wow. Therefore, the Randoseru costs about $400. So, students think seriously when buying their Randoseru, and they carefully use their bag for 6 years. Recently, Randoseru have been used as a fancy accessory by adults in other countries. Japanese people are very surprised because we only image as elementary school student bag. I hope our school bag will be used all over the world. The Randoseru is the pride of Japanese elementary school culture. Next, I would like to talk about school routines. Japanese school has a lot of school routines. Sometimes there are too many routines, so students tend to become passive. For example, Japanese school students only take a note and listen to the teachers. They don't do presentation or fun activity, so they they have a passive attitude towards schools. First, I would like to talk about how elementary school students go to school. As you know, America has school buses, but usually Japan doesn't have school buses. So, neighborhood makes small groups of about 10 children, and they go to school on their own. Students go to school rainy or snow. Can you believe it? There are many good policies to promote students safely. For example, there are local volunteers who protect students on school roads, and students use safely flag, and students can cross safely. When students go to school, they put younger students between older students, as you can see, upper grade, lower grade, upper grade. When at the closing to cross, older students use hold-on flag and guide cards, so younger children can cross safely. Next, I would like to talk about how students eat lunch. First, they change into an apron to prepare food, and they go to lunch in the cafeteria. Now, I'll show a video of school lunch in Japan. Before eating lunch, students say, "Itadakimasu." When everyone finished eating, they return the dishes to cafeteria. By doing this, students can create habits that help them naturally learn responsibility. Next, finally, I would like to summarize my main point. First, the Randoseru is the pride of Japanese culture. Also, elementary schools give students many routines which sometimes made them passive students. But each routine has a lot of meaning, so students can learn naturally responsibility. These lessons will be helpful for their futures. Thank you for listening. Next, Nick will talk about Japanese junior high and high schools.
Thank you, Mayu. Again, my name is Miku. She has just talked about Japanese elementary schools. Now, I would like to talk about fruitful junior high and high schools. This is my high school. I have wonderful memories at my junior high and high schools. I have specific areas of interest to share with you. They are educational features, school uniform, and student crowds. First, let's take a look at educational features. Educational system is organized well to cultivate diligence. Students learn respect for authority, conformity, and consideration with the group over the individual. This system creates high-quality educational system. Next, I will tell you about level of education. Japan has high scores on PISA test. PISA stands for Program for International Student Assessment. Surprisingly, students must not use pocket calculators even in math classes. As a result, the score of math and science is especially high. It is second and fifth in the world. However, Japanese English proficiency is so low. So, Japan should provide them with better English education. Lastly, I will tell you about strict rules. At the beginning of each class, students must stand up and bow to distinguish class time from recess. During classes, they must not eat or drink. They must not even drink water. Can you believe it? Furthermore, if they want to go to the restroom during classes, they need permission. These rules restrict students from freedom and autonomy. Next, let me tell you about school uniforms. By the way, do you know why Japanese students wear school uniforms? No. Thank you. There are mainly 4 reasons for school uniforms. First, Japanese culture values unity. Second, they look organized, so they generate fellow consciousness and harmony. Third, they hide economic disparity. Fourth, they identify students in society, so they can prevent students from doing something bad or meeting with troubles. Next, I will tell you about types of school uniforms. Today, there are mainly 3 types of school uniforms. First, there are school uniforms with stand-up colors. It is for boys. Second, there are sailor suits for girls. Third, there are blazers. It is for boys and girls. There are school uniforms for summer, so they can dress according to season. Finally, I would like to talk about student club. Actually, there are some differences between Japanese and American student clubs. First, Japanese students learn hierarchical relationships through it. It is useful for the future in Japan because Japanese society has hierarchy. Second, they need to commit to their clubs over 2 years. As a result, they can get specific skills. Next, I would like to introduce Koto Club. Actually, when I was an elementary school student, I joined this club. Koto is a Japanese musical instrument made of wood and strings. Players play it with 3 special nails. They place them under 3 fingertips, like this. Now, please listen to music played on the koto. As you can hear, Koto has gentle and delicate tones which represent beauty of Japan. In conclusion, Japanese junior high and high school have fruitful educational features, attractive uniforms, and interesting activities. Next, Yuka will tell you about Japanese universities. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Miku. Again, I'm Yuka. Now, she has just talked about Japanese junior high and high schools. Next, I would like to talk about attractive and unattractive Japanese universities. According to the higher education, the University of Tokyo is ranked 42nd in world universities. Japan has such a high-level university, but can you see the reality? I will tell you about the authentic Japanese universities. Tonight, I focus on three things: educational systems, Japanese university life, and interesting events. First of all, I have a question. Do you think educational systems are the same in all countries?
No.
Of course, they are not. Japan particularly has curious educational systems in the world. Let me introduce them. In Japan, there are entrance examinations to enter universities. Most high school students take National Center Test for university admissions. Students who would like to enroll at national or public universities must take this test. Approximately 550,000 people take the center test every year, which is held in January. In fact, all students are not successful. Some students fail to enter their chosen universities and spend another year studying in order to try again. They are called Ronin. The origin of the name comes from the time when samurai lost their money and land. So Japanese people should change the name because Ronin includes an offensive meaning. Do you know structure of Japanese university measures?
No.
In Japan, students decide on their measures before they enter universities. Therefore, they study their measures for 4 years and can't change to different measure. Concentrating on one area is good, but Japanese universities should introduce double measure system like America for students who want to study another field. Japanese universities have special classes regarding measures. This special class is called Zemi. Zemi is a short word of seminar. Students choose their favorite one and learn a technical subject or specific field when they become a junior. This system is absolutely wonderful. So I've talked about educational systems. Next, I would like to talk about how Japanese university students spend their school life. After entrance examinations, do they keep studying hard? Let's look in Japanese university life. First, Japanese university students spend much time working part-time and taking part in circle. Approximately 70% of students work part-time. Also, they join circle, which is an unofficial activity made by students. Unlike normal clubs, students can join other university circles. How about in the classroom? In Japan, the definition of class participation is sitting and listening to the teacher's lesson quietly. As a result, students hesitate to ask questions during a class. It's really boring, isn't it? So Japan changed lecture style and text bound into active learning style like America. So I've talked about university life. Next, Japanese universities have some unique events. Let's look in them. In Japan, universities hold a big school festival called Gakuensai once a year. Students who belong to cultural clubs do performances or exhibit their works. Also, class or club members open stores serving food, such as fried chicken and potatoes. The most exciting part of Gakuensai is a talk show by a famous person and a live performance by a comedian. It's really amazing to meet famous people that we see on TV. Furthermore, some universities hold the Mr. and Miss contest as a part of Gakuensai. This is our contest to choose who is the most handsome man and beautiful woman on campus. These pictures are the finalists of the University of Tokyo in 2018. Who do you think is the most handsome and beautiful? After judging for a half year, people choose one person who is awarded a grand prize. Another important university event is the graduation ceremony. Women usually wear hakama, which is traditional formal Japanese clothes connected to education. Unlike kimono, hakama is a long pant skirt like this. So, on the other hand, most men basically wear suits. In conclusion, Japanese universities have attractive points such as enjoyable events, but also have unattractive points such as no double major system and inactive classes. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. Now, you have learned about authentic Japanese schools, such as elementary school, junior high and high schools, and universities.
By keeping good points of Japanese school and taking good points of Japanese school, we hope Japanese school system will be improved more.
Thank you for listening.
Very good. Great.